Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. Happy Sunday to you and your family. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're obviously taking another look here at Near Protocol, just to kind of review kind of what's going on here because we did short this and take some healthy profits, but the trailing take profit targets had occurred and we're all closed out there that trade after taking some decent gains. So we're going to look at the current uptrend here, kind of see how that correlates with some other features in the market, as well as how this previous support and resistance area might affect us as well. And then obviously we'll go ahead and draw out some new Fibonacci retracement levels. So if you're new to the channel, just know I love teaching people to trade. You can register here, of course, cryptocash.tech, if you want to become a better trader. We all learn and grow together. It's a fantastic experience. So, keep up the good work. My community is just kicking some tail, and I just love how well everyone is doing. Okay, so good job. Keep up the great work. I like how you're all communicating together and doing very well. In regard to signals, also excellent news here as well. We have some nice shorts from Ethereum. We took first profit target 55%, Litecoin at 58%, and of course here's that near trade right there at about 86% in 2 days. Okay, and as you can see, it was closed at trailing stop loss after reaching take profit. So we have trailing stop losses kind of built into our fully automated signals. So it's a really nice feature there through Cornix. If you want a discount through them, down below. Same thing as well for Bitget. Everyone's using our Bitget exchange. Fantastic exchange. My favorite exchange in the world. They do allow for us to have somewhere in the range of a $5,000 to $15,000 prize pool monthly, depending on, of course, the volume. So as volume increases, that benefit goes up. You just need to use profit and loss ratio and essentially trade on their exchange. Link down below. If you use that link to register, you'll just be automatically enrolled in that every month. Same thing as well for Express. You got 3 months extra free. So I recently partnered with them to help our community out, make sure that we get those benefits there, because you do need a VPN if you're going to use leverage on any exchange. Just bear that in mind. Taking a look here at Near Protocol. What we want to understand is, well, first of all, it's working fairly well within these Fibonacci retracement levels. You can see some strong support and resistance levels based on increases and decreases on those levels. So the great thing about that is Fibonacci has it has a pretty high statistical probability of success. So I use it in all of my take profit targets, that concurrent with support and resistance zones and ranges. So just keep in mind that for the most part, you're not just picking a number out of a hat for these targets. You kind of want to be strategic and know that those areas are strong supports and resistances. We're going to go ahead and pull this previous support level over, which should be a new resistance. We can kind of see it kind of tested this level a few times before it broke to the downside, right? And once again, here in November, this was obviously the old FTX right there. You can pretty much see that on every chart. The FTX red. So with Near Protocol right now, we want to go ahead and draw out some new fibs. We'll go ahead and use the most recent high to the most recent low, kind of get perspective on what's going on here. We'll zoom in a little bit. All right, so that being said, let's quickly check our simple moving averages, kind of see where we're at. We are below the 200, so keep in mind Near Protocol is far behind most other coins in that sense, where a lot of them are testing their 200 right now because they've been down for so long. Near actually did decent for some time, so it's taken longer for that 200-day set moving average to work itself out. So that's averaging up here at this upper fib at 2.27, right around $3.10. So that's going to be a resistance area, so we just kind of want to maybe draw out some levels there just to be in case, because if the price comes up to that level, we'll know if it's going to reject or not. So that's probably a strong rejection level. We should have some resistance in this zone. Okay. That being said, this level here, right about 280 or 275, that's going to be the strongest resistance area for the moment because that was a previous support level. Okay. So previous support turned resistance. That's a very common thing. That said, all the other moving averages are below us. We can see an ascending type of trend here as well with the 50-day SMA and or the 20. Both kind of work concurrent on ascending trends. So we can kind of see that's continuing higher. So it'll continue higher until it doesn't, right? That's kind of how trends work. So generally speaking, the 20-day SMA is working its way upwards, kind of reiterating the fact that we have an ascending trend. Taking a look at 70 on the RSI, we got somewhat of a bounce on 70. That can work as basically a strong support level. So what it really boils down to is previous high turned support again. It continues to happen a lot. Because once again, once you break through a resistance level, the previous bears are now a little conservative and they're waiting for the bulls to kind of slow down. And there's kind of this constant battle between the two. And that's why resistance levels turn into support levels, because that shift in dynamic telling you it's a bullish sign, right? So it just increases the odds of the price going that same direction. So in that sense, we take a look at the MACD, not too much to disseminate there, still showing us an ascending trend here. So all in all, we're ascending bullishly, and that's that. There's no other way around it. So that being said, taking a look at the 4 hour, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. because this does look like it is absolutely working within these Fibonacci levels, kind of averaging itself out high and low and bouncing off 235. So 235 is a pretty strong support level. So is 245. So 235 to 245. This should be a nice support range. Because again, the reason why is because we spent a lot of time here. We consolidated and the volume pushed up through here. So hypothetically, a bouncing point at 245 should occur, right? We should see the price continue higher from there. Because once again, previous high, most recent high, broke through. It's kind of almost a cup and handle. It's very ugly, but it is a cup and handle nonetheless. We're seeing a lot of these cup and handle patterns in altcoins right now. I covered Axie Infinity earlier today, and it had a tried and true cup and handle, and it broke to the upside very strong. Once again, the reason why is because there's a lot of shorts hedging their longs right here at this point. So as soon as the price breaks through that level, a lot of shorts get squeezed out, they turn into long positions, and the price goes further. So it's a very common characteristic, but again, that's what we're seeing here. Taking a look at the 4 hour, kind of bouncing off 70 consistently, so that's good. We want that. I'd like to see the price stay under 70 in most cases, just so we have enough time to consolidate. If we take a look at TD sequential here, though, we're at a 4. We got a nice little reset in this range, so the good chances of consolidation at 245 is higher. So if the price comes down to 245, we'll take another peek at it, kind of see what's going on. Let's see, 245. Let's go right there in that range, 242. Either way, once the price comes down to that level, I'm going to take another look, reevaluate, and kind of see if it's worth jumping in. Okay, but so far, NEAR has proven to have some good strength to the upside, and if we want to compare this with Bitcoin too, kind of get perspective that it's different than Bitcoin, right? So as you can see, Bitcoin's pretty much just straight bullish, whereas NEAR protocol is bullish with periods of consolidation. So I actually prefer this because it allows for it to, or disallows for it to, have massive corrections when the price comes down for Bitcoin. Okay, so all in all, looking pretty good on honestly both sides. So it's fantastic stuff. Cannot complain at all. And for the record, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. I just feel like we're going to see some resistance here in the relative near future, and the price will correct itself, maybe to potentially fill that CME gap that we saw between 19 and 21,000 as a close approximate. So take a look at the 1 hour. Let's go ahead and see where we're at here. TD sequential, kind of just telling us it's all over the place, but for the most part, consolidating nicely. So in that sense, we can expect, once again, this range of 242 to likely be a strong support range. So again, I've got my eyes on a potential long at that level, pending Bitcoin isn't doing something terrible. Because again, Bitcoin could correct itself in the relative near future. It is fairly overextended on the daily. We have to recognize that. No matter how bullish you are on a certain coin, you can't be bullheaded. And it's realistic for Bitcoin to pull back in the relative near future. Coins like this that are profitable are absolutely going to correct themselves. So just bear that in mind. If we take a look on the hourly, let's go ahead and just summarize here with the cloud and call it good. We can see we're starting to lose that momentum. We kind of already traveled within the cloud, so hypothetically you should have taken your profits from this push here. And of course, right now we are free and clear, but it's still losing momentum. Same thing with the conversion line above the baseline, and obviously the cloud here. So again, if the price comes back down to this level, it would make sense for it to bounce and continue higher to stay above the cloud. That's essentially where we're at. So again, a perfect entry point would be in the 242 to 243 range, if possible. Again, depending on how things are working. Because if we look at Bitcoin, it is correcting itself a little bit, but it's still maintaining that level. And that's important to recognize. So always pay attention to Bitcoin and how it's behaving, because a lot of coins will align themselves with Bitcoin and or disalign themselves, and you can kind of see a lot of different trends forming that way. All right, so I hope this made sense to you and helped clarify a few things. If it was beneficial, feel free to comment below, let me know. If you want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. I do look forward to working with you. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you.